think it might work this time. Alright, by now, last time it was telling me to reconnect. Took almost 20% of my battery trying to get this going, but it's alright. Hopefully, I can make this quick. First and foremost, let me apologize about my sound. I know it will go in and out, but I did not want to wait to share this news with you guys. I find it disturbing myself. I don't know if because it's no, I would feel disturbed even if this was one of your guys' family members. On some real shit. Cuss. All right, so please excuse my emotions that I will have during this video. Please excuse the sound. Blah blah blah. Work with me. I'm not really a content creator. All right, just a normal person like you guys. All right. Yes, I smoke, so apologize about the sounds of the smoke. Okay, we're gonna be talking. Look, this is what mine. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Why did it do that? I didn't even. Gosh, I hate computers, yo. Okay, we're going to be talking about the murder of Tammy Wiley. Okay. First, let me tell you, this is my mom's um, first cousin. Okay, I never personally met her or was introduced to her, I should say. There was one time, now this is kind of important. There was one time I was at a doctor's office and she happened to come in. Now, I did not know she was my family. I'll just say she irritated me. What's up, Sassy? I'll just say she irritated me to the point to where I was ready to walk out of the office because she was a loudmouth. It was all about her, whatever. But also, what I would like to say about her is that her, meaning Tammy, the one who was murdered, she was about maybe 5 foot, 5'2", maybe 100 pounds soaking wet. She also was suffering with jaw cancer, cancer of the jaw, and lung cancer. Okay. All right. So, yes, she did have or was prescribed drugs. She might have had drug problems before that. I don't know. During this, it says that she wasn't taking anything that was not prescribed to her, right? All right, and this happened, she was murdered July 3rd, about 4 years ago now. Yeah. So this was July 5th, 2016. All right. A neighbor was arrested Monday night. Oh, first and foremost, if you guys have not seen my community post, you need to check that out, okay? Not the one of me saying I'm trying to go live, but the one that shows the picture that's saying the dude duct taped her head because she wouldn't sleep. I mean, because she was keeping him up, right? Anyways, Cincinnati. A neighbor was arrested Monday night in the suspicious death of a 54-year-old Roseline woman who friends say was terminally ill with cancer. That's true. Officers found Tammy Wiley dead at 8:42 a.m. Monday in her apartment in 1502 Section Road. Police arrested Cale Taylor. I might be saying his name wrong. I'll show you a picture of him. He was 27 years old at about 11:30 p.m. the same day and charged him with aggravated burglary and aggravated murder. All right. Police said Wiley had duct tape over her mouth, eyes, and nose. They also said, oh, where'd it go? They also said they found belongings from Wiley's apartment and Taylor's apartment, okay? Okay? They found stuff from Tammy Wiley, her belongings, in his apartment. Now, this one right here doesn't go all that, give much detail, right? But look at the bond, okay? This was the bond. This was the bond, all right? Let's show you guys some pictures. All right, that's him. This is her. I don't know how big he was, or I'm not watching the video because I can't get my stuff removed. Okay. Yeah, so he looks like he's about at least 6 foot, 200 and something pounds, right? Just showing how little she was compared to him. Now, that one didn't give much detail. Let's see if this one gives a little bit more detail. If not, I'll just give you the details. Okay, let me scroll down. And then, shortly, I'll tell you why I'm so mad right now, okay? First of all, this computer is making me mad too. Stop it. Okay. Detective and forensic experts from the Cincinnati Police Department spent an exhaustive 4th of July going over a brutal crime scene in Roselawn. The bizarre murder of 54-year-old Tammy Wiley happened Monday morning, and barely 24 hours later, her alleged killer was behind bars. According to investigators, Cale Taylor broke into Wiley's apartment sometime July 3rd. Listen to this. He wrapped her head with duct tape, and she died a short time later. The nagging question was why? In court for a first appearance Tuesday morning, July 5th, Taylor, he just had a court date yesterday. All right. In the court for a first appearance Tuesday morning, July 5th, Taylor was charged with aggravated murder and aggravated, I can't say that word, burglary, whatever, for allegedly killing his downstairs neighbors. He listened quietly as the prosecutor laid out some of the case against him. Municipal Court Assistant Prosecutor Dave Wood told the court the victim been found deceased in her bedroom on the floor, her head bound with duct tape. Several items that were stolen from her apartment, including cologne, duct tape, in a container with change, and clothing that was taken from her property, was found during a search during executing a search warrant inside the defendant's residence. All right, we all together right now? Now, did they do forensics to see if this duct tape matched up with the same duct tape that he wrapped around her head? I don't know. But cologne, maybe perfume, they say cologne, duct tape, a container change, and her clothing was found in his residence. Also, I don't know if it says in here, but also his shoe print was found inside her apartment, okay? A family member found Wiley's tape-wrapped body in the apartment early Monday, July 4th, and called police. Uniformed officers, detectives, and crime scene specialists descended on the tiny building. They worked the scene relentless. Okay, here's just something talking about Local 12 News was there and interviewed Taylor before he was an official suspect. Over the contents of the trash, photographing numerous items as possible evidence. Taylor's uncle, Local 12, he was a nice guy who wasn't street smart. Okay. On July 5th, other family members were in court for his appearance and to hear his bond, which was set at $500,000. Okay. All right. She wasn't current. Okay. They said that while she had a minor criminal history that included some prison time on drug charges, she wasn't currently involved with illegal drugs. They said she was battling cancer and they were not planning on a funeral. Okay? So, this dude right here has one of the best defense attorneys, I would say, on anything. If anything ever happens to me, I hope I get his attorney. You want to know why? Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find that exact one. Hold on, wait. I might not be able to find the right one, but basically, I'll tell you then. And I found it. Oh my gosh, I hate this computer. I hate this computer. I hate this computer. Okay, but basically, his attorney, and did you guys see the, oh my gosh. If you guys did not see my community wall, it says, let me see if I can find it. It says that he duct taped her mouth and her head and her eyes shut because it was keeping him up. He's supposed to be a, no, that's bull crap right there. Why is it doing that? Okay, he was supposed to have been a third shift security guard, right? And supposedly Tammy was making too much noise down in her apartment. Oh, here, this one might be it. Yeah, okay. Man wrapped woman's face in duct tape because she was keeping him awake, okay? Also, to remind you, they found stuff stolen from her apartment in his apartment, including duct tape. The bond was at 500,000. His lawyer said he didn't kill her. She died from a drug overdose. She died from a drug overdose. So I guess the drugs is the one who wrapped the duct tape around her head. Do you know what her cause of death was? She suffocated on her own vomit. Okay? Now, there's been mistrials. They had to redo it once because of the prosecutors and all this other stuff, right? And come to find out, the police, they burned Tammy's clothes. So that evidence is no longer around, right? But guess what I just found out today? So that's why I was trying to go to the news, because it'll show you the most updated stuff. Supposed to, at least, but for some reason, this isn't. Let me see if it does it like this. See, it's not, for some reason, it's not giving it to me here. But when I look it up on my phone, I can see that there was just something mentioned about this a week ago, if that, right? So, his defense lawyer was able to lower his bond to $1,000, right? Let's see if this is the new one. Lowered it to $1,000. No, this is still 2016. And he was released from jail, prison yesterday. He was released on $1,000 bond, and what it was saying was that he would be on a electrical monitoring device, right? But they let him out, supposedly, so he can spend Thanksgiving with his family. That was one of the main reasons. It's funny because Tammy, she can't spend, I don't care what her past was. I know she looks bad there. I know that. I know she does. But she also had jaw and lung cancer and all this other stuff, right? But yeah, it definitely does look like she abused drugs, but that still does not make it okay for her murder to basically get off scotch-free. She don't get to spend time with her family on Thanksgiving. And her mom, my great aunt, lost two of her daughters and only has a son left. And she was crying about how she has to still go back to court because of all these mistrials and all the mishandling of the evidence. It was handed to him on a fucking silver platter. It was, all the evidence was handed to him on a silver platter. Why else would her stolen stuff be in his apartment? And then his defense attorney said she died from an OD, but the coroner said she died from, I can't say the word, whatever, she choked on her own vomit. And her head, she didn't have a piece of duct tape on her mouth, her nose, and her eyes. It was wrapped around her head. And in one of the videos, one of the things, it even says that her arms were behind her back as if she was bonded back with her hands behind her back. But yeah, he just got released. So if you recognize this face, and if he lives upstairs from you, you better keep it down. you better keep it down. You know, at first I'm like, I don't know if I should speak out about this because it's in the same city, same whatever. But when it comes down to it, like I've seen videos on here and people post, oh, my cousin didn't do that and da 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 da. If not, then why was his shoe print found in her apartment? Why was her stolen items found in his apartment? Why will you not show me the updated stuff? Maybe I'll put in his name. Let me put in his name and it might pop up with something. Since they don't care about her, maybe they care about him. No, his name's not Kayla. It's more like Kaylee, but hey, whatever. Taylor update. I don't know if anything's going to pop up or not, but we'll see. I don't know. I'll put in Tammy Wiley. Maybe that might work. All right. So here's a couple of things from October 22nd, 2020, right? Murder case delayed again after prosecution erred. Now, he was jailed since 2016. He was. A judge overseeing a murder case he described as having a long and troubling history, including allegations that prosecutors withheld evidence, delayed the trial again the week after prosecutors said there was evidence that hadn't been tested for DNA, but that wasn't accurate. Attorney for 32-year-old Cale Taylor, who says he is innocent and wants a trial to prove that, says it's another example of questionable actions by prosecutors in a case that 2 years ago saw a mistrial. Prosecutors, however, this is why my great aunt, is going through so much because it already had a mistrial, it already delayed, and now he was released. For how long? I don't know. Trying to find the one. Led prosecutors on the case, which described the extraction of hair. The prosecution fucked up this. Straight up. If he goes free, that's because of the prosecutor. One of Taylor, John Kennedy said, what the prosecutor was saying was inaccurate at best and misrepresentation at worst. A hearing is set for October 29th at which prosecutors intend to clear up the confusion. Also, Tuesday, Nestor granted a request to release Taylor from jail on a $1,000 bond with electronic monitoring. Taylor's bond had previously been $500,000. Taylor had been in jail since 2016 when he was charged with multiple counts, including aggravated murder and the death of his neighbor, 54-year-old Tammy Wiley, in a Roselawn apartment. Prosecutors said Taylor wrapped Wiley's head in duct tape because he thought she was making too much noise. He says, and maintained, he's innocent. His attorney says in court documents, they also said he was turned down the opportunity to plead guilty because, no, they also said he has turned down. He wasn't turned down. He turned it down, the opportunity to plead guilty because once his day in court. The mistrial was declared in 2018. I mean, like, come on. What is this? But the results of those tests were disclosed on December 30th. Like, what the crap, man? Just, I mean, I guess I can't say 100% it was him. But with all of the evidence and everything, even the thing that it says on my community wall, and all of her items being found in his apartment. What? Hey, Lance, how you doing? That's why it's just like, it's just so aggravating. And then my mom texted me this morning and told me that, yes, he was released. With electronic monitoring, but still, he was released. And it's all going to be the prosecution. Them. The people right there. I got myself all hot and sweating now. But that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I just wanted to share a little uckery that's going on right now. This is not what I was asking about for the prayers, but I'm pretty sure my family can use some prayers about this too. I could only imagine what my great aunt is going through. You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't. And I hope I never do. But I think I done gave you guys basically everything there is to need to know about this. Completely wrapped in duct tape from her chin to her eyes, face down on the bedroom floor. I mean, come on. Whatever. Well, that's all I wanted to really say. It is, Lance, and if what I don't know, I think you might have just got here, but I went over a little bit about how items was stolen from her apartment and they were found in the dude's apartment that was being accused of her murder. He spent about 4 years in jail, and because of all these errors and delayed and missed trials, they went ahead and decided instead of a $500,000 bond, that a $1,000 bond and electronic monitoring will be just fine. Just fine. I don't know how long, but in one of the things that I saw, it said something about spending time with his family on Thanksgiving. And it just makes you wonder how many other cases have been mishandled like this, man. All the evidence was right there. Like, it was all right there. And the prosecutors fucked it up and burnt her clothes. Why? If the case was not done, why would they burn her clothes? I don't know. It might make sense to other people. It don't make sense to me, though. All right, all right, all right, all right. So I think that's about it. I think right now I'll just be wasting my... Sassy, I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. Why? Why did you burn her clothes? Like, why did you burn her clothes? I don't get it. Especially if the case wasn't even done. You know what I'm... Look, they fricked it all up. And you know what else? She was murdered on my grandma's birthday. Ain't that crazy? Friend says woman killed in Roseline was fighting cancer. Yes, she did have cancer. I wish I found the one where his lawyer was like, she died from a drug overdose. She died from a drug overdose. I don't know. I think that's about it, though, folks. Yeah, I don't know who these people are. This is the apartment where it happened. And then, like I said, on the newscast, you can, when they first start talking about this, you can see Taylor out there. And I told my mom, I said, I need to go back and study his body language. But look how big he is compared to her. Like, he's a burly guy. Look at them shoulders. Look at the width. Look